Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Starting now on Primetime, Guam's congressman holds a media conference detailing how there may be federal funding for a new island hospital. Plus, all RISE program applications are available as Reventax prepares for the rush on Wednesday morning. And the CDC has upgraded our island's travel risk to level 4, advising people to not travel here.
Hafa and good evening. I'm Tyler Matanani. $345 million in federal funding may be available for a new Guam hospital. It's part of a nearly $1 billion proposed appropriation for territorial medical facilities under consideration by Congress. Delegate Michael Nicholas says if approved, the governor should then spend the $300 million she's been holding back in American Rescue Plan money on pandemic assistance for the needy. Nestor Lecanto reports.
Congressman Nicholas says the Natural Resources Committee will consider a $345 million appropriation for a Guam medical facility during a markup hearing this week. If approved, it'll be part of a massive $3.5 trillion budget reconciliation package Congress is now considering.
So as far as probabilities of us getting this passed, I can't guarantee it, but I can say that we're definitely in a much better place this year than we were last year.
He also questioned why the governor is locking up $300 million in pandemic assistance money for her hospital complex. He says it's not even clear that she can use it for that.
To take $300 million in relief money that was intended for relief at a time when we have immediate relief needs on the horizon, and to park that and put that away for something that's going to have a 5 to 7 year timeline, we really shouldn't do that.
He also criticized the FY22 budget bill for tying up $35 million in a year in EITC reimbursements to pay for the proposed project. He says that's tying up too much too soon.
I'm actually very suspicious as to why there's such an interest in trying to tie up the funding when we don't even know exactly what that funding is going to be tied up for. And again, I mentioned earlier the timelines. We're looking at a 5 to 7 year project timeline.
It's not likely the governor would even consider releasing her $300 million in ARP money without a guarantee of getting the $345 million. But midway through the San Nicolas press conference, Adelup issued a news release in which the governor credits Natural Resources Chairman Raul Grijalva of Arizona, whom she met with in July, for pledging his help to fund the Guam hospital.
I'm not quite sure what the purpose of that press release is. It does underscore that the question, Governor, if that money, if you already knew that money was going to be committed, why are you still holding your $300 million back?
The Natural Resources Committee markup meeting is set for September 2nd in Washington. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Applications for the All Rise program were available starting today at Reventax, mayor's offices, and Guam Public Library and DISID. But they won't be accepted either online or personally until 7 a.m. Wednesday. Processing will be on a first-in, first-out basis, and DRT Director Daphne Shimizu says they're expecting a rush of applicants.
We are going to have crowd control here. How it will work, though, is I know there's a lot of concern about when we will be opening. Again, we're not going to be opening our parking lot tomorrow morning until, a little bit before 7 a.m. so that we can let people off the street and begin to open up for drive-through drop-off services.
But again, DRT is recommending applicants file online, even though Shimizu acknowledges that historically the percentage has always been very low.
And so that means that, of the 80,000 or so, 70 to 80,000 people that file Forms 1040, that usually we have less than 1,300 or an average of about 1,300 people who file their tax returns online. So, when we have a manual filed system, it makes it very challenging.
She reminds applicants that they must have validly filed and processed 2020 tax returns. In fact, there are lots of questions for many different situations. Shimizu says DRT's customer service was flooded with more than 1,800 emails over the weekend alone.
they're doing their best to try to get to as many of the emails as possible. If you can't get through by email and it's very urgent, obviously, I highly suggest you call our customer call center, 635-1840, 1-841-7614, 7651, or 1-813. And our team is actually there from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. So
The first in, first out submission process is necessary because there is a hard cap of $30 million. Shimizu says they will be monitoring the number of filings and will announce once they believe the cap is reached. But for now,
we're excited to get this going so that we can, begin to receive applications, review them, and so we can pay these out.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Meanwhile, Rev and Tax must start paying advanced child tax credits starting in September. These are early staggered payments of 50% of the maximum $2,000 child tax credit claimed for your 2021 return. Treasury approved DRT's implementation plan earlier this month, and Shimizu says they were hoping to start paying it out in August, but had to focus on other priorities.
We're working toward that target to make payments out in September and then monthly thereafter. So we'll make payments in September, and then we'll make payments in October, November, and December.
She says DRT is still working on programming their online system so taxpayers have a way to update their data as required. Shimizu hopes to announce more information on the payouts in the next 2 weeks. Some 200 Guam Department of Education students may not be listed as a card holder for the Pandemic Electronic Benefits Transfer, or PEBT cards. However, GDOE is working to resolve the issue. According to Public Health's Bureau of Economic Security Services Program Administrator Christine St. Nicholas, parents trying to obtain their children's much-needed benefits are discovering that their child is not listed as a student of school year 2020 to 2021. About 200 students were either transferred to another GDOE school or withdrawn to move off island but enrolled later into the school year. St. Nicholas elaborates on the issue.
Come through the validation table. Basically, the team would take a look and see if the child is listed. If there is no child that's listed on the current file that we have, and they basically fill out what they call a troubleshooting ticket, which is a yellow form, they bring it up to our table up here, and then we basically send the list to DOE with the comments. For example, they could have withdrawn their child from school to a different school, or possibly they had relocated off island. So in those kind of cases, we send to DOE to determine eligibility. Then they'll send us back some information about the status, whether or not they're eligible.
If GDOE determines that the child is eligible for the program, DPHSS is expected to call parents or legal guardians right away to pick up the card. Despite some of the hiccups, the PEBT card distributions continue to run smoothly, according to Public Health. Distribution of the Pandemic Electronic Benefit Transferred Cards, or PEBT, has been extended through Saturday, September 4th. Cards will be issued from 11 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. at the Micronesia Mall Center Court. Walk-ins are welcome, however, those with scheduled appointments will be prioritized. Appointments can be booked online via Eventbrite at tinyurl.com/PEBT-Guam. For more information, call 311, dial option 8, or email info@gdoe.net. The program is funded through the U.S. Department of Agriculture's Food and Nutrition Services to address the meals lost while GDOE schools were shut down during the pandemic. The CDC has upgraded Guam in its travel advisories, and that's not a good thing. Guam is now level 4. Under this designation, the CDC advises people to avoid travel here because the risk of COVID is very high. The CDC advises that if you plan on traveling to Guam, make sure you are fully vaccinated before travel. As we wait for the latest numbers from the Joint Information Center, last night the JIC reported the number of people hospitalized for COVID-19 had increased to 35. Of that number, 6 are receiving ICU level of care and 3 are on a ventilator. Out of the 35 patients, a total of 21 are unvaccinated, with 2 unknown. On Monday evening, the Department of Public Health reported 114 new cases of COVID. Of that, 20 are from 291 tests conducted on August 29th, with 7 identified through contact tracing. 94 of the cases are from other clinics submitted over the weekend. To date, there have been a total of 10,353 officially reported cases of COVID, with 145 deaths, 1,358 cases in active isolation, and 8,850 not in active isolation. The CAR score jumps to 39.3. It's a constant balancing act for the Guam Memorial Hospital. GMH is not only supporting the increase in COVID hospitalizations, but non-COVID patients. As we reported, the need for more patient care has forced the hospital to make more space and move non-COVID patients to the skilled nursing facility in Barrigada Heights.
As of this morning, we were at 25. There are 5, possibly 5 from here that will need to be transferred over to the SNF. So yes, we are increasing our numbers over there at the SNF. And of course, there may be some possible discharges from the SNF to go home. So, you know, it's a wiggle room that we work with. We're still shifting around our nursing staff to accommodate those additional patients who do not need to be here in the acute care side, but can transition into that facility from there then to home.
Posada has added that in the event both GMHA and the SNF were to reach max capacity, they have requested a Blue Med tent, which will be able to hold 10 more patients. In our next story, we continue to highlight our island's frontliners. Daniel Perez shares the story of some of our National Guard members holding the line at the vaccination clinic at the Micronesia Mall.
They've been on the front line since the pandemic started, and they're still here working hard. Members of the Guam National Guard continue to vaccinate the people of our island, and they'll keep at it. Task Force Medical Specialist Christian Santos.
Definitely high spirits. It's definitely fulfilling seeing what we're doing for the community of Guam, for the people of Guam. Vaccinating our people, doing our swab testing, whatever capacity as a medic, what we can do for the community.
Task Force Medical Specialist Juan Mendiola added that although being on the front lines is a challenge, it's nothing that the Guam National Guard can handle. COVID is just another mission for them to take on.
It's more so a team effort with us with the Guam Guard. We always make sure we're all in check, that we're all mentally prepared to take on the task for the day, whatever missions may come our way.
With the COVID numbers on the rise again, Santos says that in order for the Guard to stay safe and keep their families safe, they still follow the 3 W's, and they urge island residents to do the same.
Just regulatory precautions, being around the public, general public, whether they be asymptomatic, symptomatic, or having positive COVID, negative COVID, definitely washing the 3 W's, washing your hands, washing your distance, right? And I try to decon as much as possible before I go home, enter my house, see my family.
In order to keep themselves and their loved ones safe, they always stay on alert, and that means having to sacrifice spending time with them.
Mainly just spending time with family who we haven't seen for quite a while throughout this whole pandemic. You know, as much as I'd like to celebrate birthdays, special occasions, it's been quite difficult, but we got to do what we have to do to get back to normal, and hopefully we'll get there soon.
Residents who haven't gotten the vaccine yet can still do so at the Micronesia Mall Vaccination Clinic, open from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Daniel Perez.
Stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
Half a day. As we look ahead to a brighter tomorrow, Matson's commitment to Guam and Micronesia remains stronger than ever. While the world around us is ever-changing, what remains unchanged is our commitment to you, our customers, and the island communities we serve. Shipping is what we do best, and serving our community is at the heart of everything we do. But we don't do it alone. This is why we support organizations that make caring for the people and the environment a top priority. We know that many count on Matson's lifeline services in the Pacific, and that's why we continue to work hard to ensure that our shipments remain on time all the time. Matson recently added another Aloha-class vessel to our schedule. We now have 2 of Matson's largest and fastest ships serving Guam from the U.S. West Coast and Hawaii. With our new state-of-the-art vessels, we stand ready to support the region's economic recovery. Thank you for the privilege of serving you for the last 25 years. And you can count on Matson to be here for the next 25 years and beyond.
When we face an uncertain path, when we struggle with life's challenges, and when the unexpected happens, it's a beautiful day. We rely on the people we trust, it's a beautiful, who we can always count on, and the ones who give us the most care throughout the years. Rely on Calvo's Select Care to give you the comfort and security you need wherever you are. Calvo's Select Care, healthcare that's always there for you.
Summer is here, and at Cars Plus, we have the perfect Jeep for your summer adventures. Whether you're going off-road or just getting ready to hit the beach down south, make this the summer event you find your Jeep, like the 2021 Jeep Wrangler or the 2021 Jeep Gladiator, equipped with Guam's only lifetime powertrain warranty. Call us at 477-7807 or visit our website at carsplusguam.com to schedule a test drive today. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Hi, my name is Justine Chu.
Jim Pamplona.
Alexis Sablan. I'm Minami Kramer, and I'm a GTA youth leader.
Because of GTA, I was able to go to Interlaken, a summer music camp over the summer, and I'm very, very grateful for that opportunity.
It helped me pay for my college tuition with a scholarship.
Benefits, including a free phone and a year of free service.
If you're someone who wants to inspire others, help others, and become a better person, this is for you.
Become a GTA youth leader today.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back. Juan Mendiola's defense attorney has filed a motion for retrial. Mendiola is accused of murdering Peter Rios in May 2020. Over the past week, he has been on trial before Superior Court presiding judge Alberto Lamarena. The trial has been held in the Supreme Court and streamed to the public due to COVID restrictions. According to the motion filed by defense attorney Joseph Rosano, he is requesting a retrial of the case because of audio and technical difficulties that prevented the public and Mr. Mendiola's family to hear what was occurring during the trial. A declaration was filed on behalf of Mendiola's daughter, further supporting the claims. Assistant Attorney General Sean Brown filed in opposition to the motion, stating that the current system is not perfect, but it is the best compromise available aside from shutting down all trials. Brown also stated that the motion for retrial is essentially placing the court into an impossible decision, as there is no suitable building that will provide full public access and comply with the current restrictions mandated by the governor. A hearing on the motion is scheduled for Thursday. Guahan Academy Charter School will begin online classes next Tuesday, September 7th. The governor's most recent executive order suspends face-to-face learning for pre-kindergarten through the 12th grade. The order has public and private schools looking for other modes of learning. According to GACS Chief Executive Officer Dr. Judith Wanpat, the Home of the Stars will be switching classes to online and are using this week to prepare for that shift.
Because I have a number of teachers who are new to the system, and we have new TAs as well. So those are the individuals who are going to have to train this week to get them ready to be able to do online teaching. So we will start the same date as GDOE, which is September 7th.
Wanpad adds that iPads and MiFi devices are expected to be distributed to parents later this week. It is already August 31st in Kabul, Afghanistan, and the Pentagon has announced its military withdrawal is finished. The State Department is now taking the lead with its diplomatic mission moved to Doha, Qatar. Natalie Brand reports.
I'm here to announce the completion of our withdrawal from Afghanistan in the end of the military mission to evacuate American citizens.
The Pentagon says the last U.S. military plane has departed Kabul's international airport, completing the U.S. withdrawal from a 20-year war in Afghanistan.
A new chapter of America's engagement with Afghanistan has begun. It's one in which we will lead with our diplomacy.
Overnight, rockets that were launched towards Kabul's international airport were either shot down or failed to reach their target. The attempted attack came one day after the U.S. conducted an airstrike against an ISIS-K vehicle filled with explosives near the airport.
This strike prevented a high-profile attack.
The Pentagon is investigating reports of possible civilian casualties from the drone strike. Ahead of Tuesday's August 31st withdrawal deadline, the administration says more than 122,000 people have been evacuated from Afghanistan.
We believe there are still a small number of Americans, under 200 and likely closer to 100, who remain in Afghanistan.
Americans that are in Afghanistan that want to leave and Afghans who want to leave, they will not be denied that opportunity.
This video sent to CBS News from journalists on the ground in Afghanistan is believed to show members of the Taliban firing to the sky in celebration of the U.S. withdrawal. President Biden said Tuesday he will address his decision not to extend U.S. troop presence there beyond the 31st. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Washington.
The president released a statement this afternoon praising the courage of the U.S. military, veterans, diplomats, and volunteers who assisted in the Afghanistan airlift mission. And he expressed gratitude for the sacrifice of the 13 fallen U.S. service members who died in last week's suicide attack. Guam Green Growth will continue to implement many initiatives through a number of partnerships for a sustainable future for our island. Here's more on this report.
The Guam Green Growth is an island-wide initiative to locally implement the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. They work to achieve a sustainable future for Guam through many partnerships with the public and private sector. According to a press release, the University of Guam is one of 11 universities to win a 2021 Excellence and Innovation Award from the American Association of State Colleges and Universities. The UOG Center for Island Sustainability received the Sustainability and Sustainable Development Award for facilitating climate and sustainability solutions in the community through the island-wide Guam Green Growth, or G3 initiative. UOG Center for Island Sustainability Director Dr. Austin Shelton explains what this means for the organization moving forward.
Well, now we have the Guam Green Growth Action Framework in place. We have hundreds of different goals and action items that are in place to move us toward a sustainable future. We're going to continue implementing those action items, such as getting our Guam Green Growth Community Garden off the ground. In our ground-raising event that we had recently, continue to produce more aquaculture opportunities, and then pretty soon open the G3 Circular Economy Makerspace and Innovation Hub at the Chamorro Village, where we'll be able to take what are traditionally waste products and turn them into new marketable products and help contribute to the emerging green economy of our island.
Shelton shares that it is a truly distinct honor to be recognized for their dedication to creating a sustainable future for Guam.
So we're really proud to be recognized for this honor and really thank all of the 99 working group members for making this possible. We're really thankful that we were chosen as one of just a handful of universities out of the 400 members of the American Association for State Colleges and Universities. It shows that Guam is truly leading the way in island sustainability at the local, national, and international level. So thank you to all the people who have made this award possible, especially to our 99 working group members who have been putting in the work to help our island implement the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals in locally and culturally effective ways.
The university will be recognized among the other awardees during the 2021 AASCU annual meeting on November 7th in Florida. For more information about their mission and growing initiatives, visit their website at guamgreengrowth.org. Reporting for Guam News Network, Guahu Isaiah Uggan.
With regional headlines, here's KSPN2 News.
Hafaday Zantiro Guam. Here's what's making headlines in the CNMI.
The legislature has just a little over a month before passing a balanced budget over to the governor's office. The Senate had recently passed their own version of the budget, and that is now being reviewed by the House. Ways and Means Chairman Donna Magnolia states there were several amendments proposed by the Senate, but there are two specific changes that has caught their attention.
One of that being that they took out the provision on any overtime. So that means this would allow those who are probably, who are currently not allowed to receive overtime, authorize Department of Finance to pay those out.
The House of Representatives included a provision that states any overtime, supplemental time, premium pay, extra pay, or any other payments must comply with federal and local regulations. Any person that would have authorized or received the payment would have to be personally liable. The other concerning amendment is the salary adjustment for cabinet members.
Part of the provision in the ARPA side that the House did, the Senate added a portion where it states that although we agree with the governor's submission of the ARPA, we also would allow for salary adjustments. So this, in a sense, kind of supersedes the cap on salary. Therefore, this would allow appointed officials to earn more than the set cap. And so that was one of the main concerns that the committee had that we would like to address. Should we go into conference, which we will decide on Tuesday's session.
The governor has until October 1 to sign a budget bill into law in order to prevent a government shutdown. Magnolia states they want to have a final product by early September.
Should the House decide on the conference committee or to reject the Senate version, then we hope to come up with a final product by September 10.
For more news, please visit saipantv.com. For KSPN2, I'm Sally Limas.
Sports is up next, and still to come, your Cold Stone Creamery birthday shoutouts.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
From the minds that brought you Taco Bell's Fry Force comes another mouth-watering adventure. Packed with seasoned beef, drizzled with spicy ranch, and covered with your favorite toppings. It's the new loaded taco fries, now serving at a Taco Bell near you.
KUAM News, in partnership with the Guam Visitors Bureau, brings you the Guam Safe and WTTC Safe Travel Certified Program Showcase. Look out for this powerful symbol for visitors, island residents, and industry workers alike, as it represents establishments with a consistent global commitment to safety practices. Stamped with approval by the Guam Visitors Bureau and the World Travel Tourism Council. Every Monday on KUAM News will feature a different local business who's taken the Safe Guam and Safe Travels pledge to maintain health and safety standards to get Guam back on track. Log on to visitguam.com to see how your business can receive the designation, what businesses in our community are Guam Safe certified, and have the WTTC Safe Travel certified.
Half a day.
Hi.
That will be $20, please.
I forgot my Mobile Smiles Driver's Rewards card.
No worries. You can now use your registered mobile number to earn points.
Can I use my mobile number to redeem rewards?
Sure. Just show us your photo ID or driver's license.
That's easy.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Governor Lulian Guerrero recently awarded $36.9 million for youth and educational programs. $919,997 was for sports activities. Benefiting from the monies given out was the Guam National Tennis Federation for Guam National Tennis projects. The newly built Guam National Tennis facility in Harmon will be adding seating on the rooftop. The added space will allow spectators a bird's eye view on all their courts.
We heard about this grant and we were able to take advantage to improve on our facility, which we originally had some stairs and railings for our office building, and we weren't able to afford to put that in. So with this grant, we're going to be able to build some stairs and railing and open up the roof to spectators to see all 6 courts that are used for the tournaments and things. And so it's a really different perspective on spectating when you can watch from up there. It really opens up a lot of much better opportunity to see all the play.
Smith says the organization is thankful that members of the business community stepped up and helped contribute to the sport.
Guam Marine Services has given us a discounted price, and they're donating some of the cost of the railing so that we can afford to do it for the amount of the grant that we received. So thanks to Guam Marine Services for helping us out there.
Make sure to tune in tonight to KUAM TV 8 at 7 p.m. to cheer on Guam's American Ninja Warrior competitor Darren Perez. Darren will be taking on the Ninja Warrior course in Las Vegas for the American Ninja Warrior National Finals. In other news, Guam lost a real one today as former PXC fighter Kyle Boom Regis passed away in a Las Vegas hospital. Kyle had an infection from a reconstructive surgery on a torn bicep. He was in the ICU after being found unresponsive. Prayers to his family, friends, and daughter Kylie. There is a GoFundMe page the family has set up. Support the fight for Boom. #WarBoom.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Building on the past, we at Docomo Pacific Business believe in helping businesses move forward and together, changing the way we get things done to make you and your company reach your highest potential. Trust in our commitment to bring you the best solutions for all your business goals. We are Docomo Pacific Business. Let's work better together.
This is a bag, but for Steve, this bag gives him food cred. Because now everyone knows that when they have that craving, or they're just looking for the perfect deal, well, they just need to follow Steve.
Follow him all the way to the new McTerry Deluxe at McDonald's. It's an all-beef patty smothered with teriyaki sauce topped with lettuce and tomato on a sesame seed bun. For a limited time, price and participation may vary.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
It is most definitely a happy birthday to wrap up the month of August. First let off by John Perez, otherwise known as JP, and happy birthday to JP. We hope you have a great day, says the Perez, Tatautau, and Anau familias. And happy belated birthday to Judy, married to Tatautau. Juju, happy belated birthday to our precious princess. We hope you enjoyed your special day. We love you, Bula, the Tatautau and Piercing families. So, to JP and Juju and everybody else who has an awesome nickname, hope you have an awesome birthday.
Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birth date. That's going to do it for us here on Primetime. Thanks for watching. Good night and be safe, Guam.